Australia's cherry season explained. From first bites to juicy delights. Cherry season in Australia. That glorious time of year when fruit bowls get fancy, farmers get excited, and Instagram goes red. Sweet, juicy, bright little red bombs of happiness. Cherries are nature's candy and Australia's quiet obsession. But cherry season here isn't just about eating cherries, it's practically a whole event. A national treasure hunt. A sweet red pilgrimage. And just like your mate's mood on Monday morning, cherry season can change wildly depending on where you are in the country. Let's begin our adventure with a mouth-watering journey across the cherry orchards of Australia, from the early birds in Queensland to the flavor fiestas in Tasmania. First stop, Queensland, the impatient cherry rebel. Queensland doesn't wait around. It's that friend who shows up an hour early to a party. The cherry season kicks off here first, with some growers in places like Stanthorpe leading the charge. But here's the funny part, Queensland cherries are often like the first pancake. Still good, still welcome, but maybe not quite peak performance yet. The early cherries can be a bit firm, not quite bursting with sweetness. You bite into one and think, is this a cherry or a mildly suspicious plum? But still, people buy them, post them, and brag that they got their hands on the first cherries of the season. Because bragging rights taste sweeter than sugar. Then we move to New South Wales, the overachiever of cherry land. New South Wales, particularly Young, is often called the cherry capital of Australia. It's got festivals, farms, big red statues, and more cherries than you can throw into a pie. Young's cherries usually hit the shelves shortly after Queensland's, but they come with attitude. These cherries are juicier, sweeter, and have that perfect crunch when you bite in. It's like the cherries went to a private school and got a glow up. Markets in Sydney start flooding with boxes, prices drop slightly, and people pretend they always knew the difference between a Bing and a Lapin. Spoiler, they don't. But hey, we'll get to the varieties in a second. Victoria, the cool kid that arrives fashionably late. Victoria, particularly regions like the Yarra Valley and Goulburn Valley, rolls in next. By this time, cherry lovers are already frothing at the mouth. The early season has teased them. Now comes the main event. And let me tell you, Victorian cherries? What? They're the runway models of the fruit world. Plump, shiny, firm yet tender, and sweet enough to ruin your New Year's diet before it even starts. Markets from Melbourne to Bendigo start brimming with trays of these red gems. Tourists start asking awkward questions like, "Can I eat cherries straight from the tree?" And farmers just sigh and hand them a bucket. Now to South Australia, the hidden cherry gem. People often forget South Australia grows cherries. But regions like the Adelaide Hills deliver a delightful mix of flavors, colors, and surprises. These are your boutique cherries. Artisan cherries. The kind of cherries that wouldn't be caught dead in a supermarket plastic bag. They deserve a velvet-lined box. The cherry prices here tend to be reasonable, especially once the Victorian market floods in and stabilizes demand. Adelaide's central markets become a haven for cherry lovers looking for something a bit special, cherries that whisper, "Hey, you're a little fancy, aren't you?" And now, Tasmania, the grand cherry finale. Tasmania is the dramatic cousin who shows up last but steals the show. When Tassa cherries hit the market, everyone else may as well pack up and go home. Because these cherries? They're ridiculous. Deep red. Juicy like a watermelon. Sweet like a first crush. And with flavor so intense it might make you weep softly. Cherries from Huon Valley and Derwent Valley in Tasmania are the late bloomers, but they're also the showstoppers. These are the ones people remember. And export markets go crazy for them, especially the ones that survive the airport baggage handlers. The rise and fall of cherry prices, an emotional roller coaster. Let's talk cherry economics, because yes, cherry prices fluctuate more than your uncle's mood at Christmas lunch. At the very start of the season, cherries are basically treated like gold. The first boxes can go for absurd prices, $30 a kilo, sometimes more. People pay it because it's the first cherry and it's a festive flex. Nothing screams, "I'm doing all right," like overpaying for fruit. Then as supply increases, especially when NSW and Victoria kick into full gear, prices start to drop. That same kilo of cherries may slide down to $15 or $12. Bargain? Maybe. Still delicious? Absolutely. And just when everyone is enjoying affordable cherry living, boom, Tasmanian cherries arrive. The premium ones go right back up in price. A roller coaster that ends with empty wallets and cherry-stained fingers. Varieties, the cherry family drama. Yes, not all cherries are created equal. Some are sweet, some are tart, and some are as confused as a pigeon at a wedding. Let's name drop a few. Being the crowd pleaser. Juicy, sweet, and dark red. Like the pop star of the cherry world. Lappin' big and bold. If this cherry were a person, it would drive a sports car and wear sunglasses at night. Stella sweet with a hint of mystery. Your go-to for cherry jam. Sweetheart late season, deep flavor, and likely to break your heart when the season ends. Rainier yellowish with red blush. Looks like it's not ripe, but surprise, it's fancy and premium. You'll find different varieties dominating at different times, adding to the unpredictability. The flavor of the first batch? Often a little shy. They need to warm up. But give it a couple of weeks and suddenly you've got cherries so flavor-packed, you'll consider naming your child after them. Cherry picking tours, the real-life candy land. Cherry farms across Australia open their gates to the public for cherry picking tours. This is the fruit equivalent of all-you-can-eat sushi, except your hands are sticky and there's a very real risk of sunburn. In New South Wales, places around Young and Orange run fantastic cherry picking tours. You grab a bucket, wear a floppy hat, and enter rows of trees bursting with red baubles. Victoria's Yarra Valley farms turn it into an Instagram event. There's wine. There's cheese. There's even cherry ice cream. You go in for a fruit haul and leave with a full camera roll and a new appreciation for sunscreen. Tasmania takes it to another level. Picking cherries in cool, fresh air with views of rolling hills? It's like living in a postcard. Farms near Hobart or Launceston offer relaxed tours with generous tasting, and sometimes even cherry wine. Ticket prices for cherry picking tours vary. Expect to pay around $10, $25 for entry with a charge per kilogram of cherries picked. Some farms include a tasting tray. Others charge extra if you sneakily eat 4 kilos before you even weigh your bucket. But the real benefit isn't just the cherries, it's the experience. Walking among the trees, plucking fruit straight from the branch, discovering your partner has zero upper body strength. It's bonding time with bonus sugar. Fun and weird cherry facts because fruit is funny. Did you know? Birds love cherries more than humans do. They'll eat them off the tree like it's a feathered buffet. That's why farmers use netting, fake owls, or blast Bieber songs to scare them off. Eating too many cherries might make your tummy regret life. Yes, it's fruit, but it's still not an all-you-can-eat challenge. There's a cherry spitting competition in Young. Yes, people compete by spitting cherry pits for distance. Because what else are you supposed to do with a seed? And of course, cherry season also brings the annual stress of, did I buy too many? The answer is always yes. But do we regret it? Never. So, what have we learned today, cherry lovers? Cherry season in Australia is more than just a fruit thing. It's a lifestyle. It's a countdown. A sweet, juicy journey from Queensland's early fruit to Tasmania's grand finale. It's about variety, price drama, and moments where your kitchen turns into a red-stained war zone. It's about bonding with friends and strangers at cherry farms. Taking bad selfies with cherry juice on your chin. And maybe, just maybe, discovering that the best things in life are seasonal, fleeting, and absolutely delicious. So go on. Get yourself a pun net, a bucket, or a whole crate. Because cherry season doesn't last forever, but the joy it brings? Oh, that's timeless.